For 211, we're given this line, and then we're asked what's the equation, based on these answer choices that we have. And so what can we do with this situation? Well, there are a few things that we know. If x equals 0, then y is positive. Y positive. If y equals 0, that means we're on the x-axis, then x is positive. So let's go through these answer choices. If x is 0, that means we only pay attention to this second term here. So all these go to 0. Then when is y positive? Well, it's not here. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. And this is okay. So what about if y equals 0? If y equals 0, you cancel out all these things, all these second terms, and then you focus only on the first term, and then you ask yourself, when is x positive? Okay, we already got rid of this. So looking at this, is x positive? Yes. Is x positive? Yes. Is x positive? Well, 2x equals -6. Nope, this is no good. 3x equals -6, no good. So the only ones that work are these two, B and C. So between these, well, let's see, 0, 2 seems to be a solution. So 0, 2, that works. What about this? 0, 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, so that's not quite 6. So looks like C is not good. So looks like the answer is B. Well, just to confirm, this one looks like it's going through 3, 0. So x equals 3, 2 times 3 is 6, and then y equals 0. So that's correct. So B is confirmed now as the final answer. So in terms of concepts, we have a line that crosses both x and y axes. And when it crosses both axes, then there's a situation where x equals 0 and y equals 0. And then for those situations, you can tell positively or negative. And based on this information, you can go through the answer choices and eliminate the ones that are not positive or not negative. In this case, this is always true. So if x equals 0, y has to be positive. And then if you go through these, well, if x equals 0 and y is negative, then it's no good. And you could do the same for y equals 0. Of course, you can also recognize this as a downward sloping line, in which case you have those equations y equals mx plus b, and this m has to be negative. Now, that's a little bit more complicated. The faster way, of course, here is just to look at the intercepts. Intercepts happen when one of them are 0, and those are easy to do calculations with, and that's why we use that approach to eliminate A, D, and E, and then between B and C, we just plugged in either 2, 0 or either 0, 2 or 3, 0, and it turned out that only B worked. So as a recap, we have this line that went through both x and y axes. We set x and y equal to 0 and found out what happens to y. Is it positive or negative? We applied this concept to the answer choices, eliminated the ones that don't make sense, and then narrowed it down to 2. Then between the two, we chose points, specific points that were implied based on the graph, 3, 0 and 0, 2, and figured out which one worked. And it turns out B is the answer we want.